Hey everybody, how's it? Aloha, this is Jeebs here at the Decomposer Lounge. I'm your old composer, decomposing your favorite tracks. This has been the Stoner Rock Week. I've learned a lot about the genre, like when it started, the very basic knowledge of it. Obviously, I've got so much more to learn. Something about in the desert, apparently, if it's desert rock or if it was actually like maybe rock bands out in the Southern California deserts and stuff that started this. I'm still not too sure on that. I know I can look it up, but I've been doing some other things, so I really rely on you guys filling me in on that. So that was a really kind of a cool thing. Stoner rock from the desert, and I kind of get it. Says my eyes. Anyhow, today I'm doing All Them Witches. I have Stone Jesus, I have Sleep lined up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of blend those two bands in next week while I ramp back up into some heavier metal. But I'm definitely going to be doing stoner rock, stoner metal week, 1 week per month from now on. I really dig the journey and everything that I'm learning. All right, guys, Am I Going Up from All Them Witches here at the Decomposer Lounge. You know the jig. None of these channels actually support the, none of these videos support the channel. So you want to buy me a cup of coffee, that's cool. If you're not down for buying a cup of coffee, you want a little something for your money, check out the Patreon. I got a lot of things that are there. What I do on Patreon stays on Patreon. Maybe something you want to jump into for a month and just collect some fun things that I've done there. Also, the link for Am I Going Up from All Them Winches will be down below, as well as the link for the headsets. I'm using the AKG 240s. So let's do this. All Them Witches, Am I Going Up? All right. I forgot I was doing a reaction. I'm so sorry. Usually I've already said something, but I was in this thing. I was like going, this is trippy. Okay, one of the things I want to bring up that first struck me as learning about this journey on stoner rock is that it is really just raw engineering and recording. Not a lot of trickery going on as far as post effects and stuff. One thing I want to bring out, listen to the kick drum. Listen to how round and hollow it sounds. For those of you who are not in the music business or don't know anything about the recording process or something like that, sometimes there's all kinds of things that happen when recording a kick drum. You could stuff pillows in there, you close it up, maybe a blanket over the front with the mic, and there's so many different techniques to get particular sounds. But to pay homage to the rawness that I was just talking about, just putting the instruments, plugging them in, playing, listen to how that hollowness kind of hits you here, even though it's not really way up into the mix. The delay that's being used on the guitar, which is really super cool, is not a tricky left-right pingy delay, so it kind of keeps that down like kind of a train track kind of vibe. And also along with the drum rhythm, there's that little ghost note that he's hitting with the, that he's hitting on the snare. So it kind of gives you that kind of lift and that step up in it. The vocals, obviously, I'm trying to listen, but I'm sorry, I was tripping a bit because I was just actually digging the track itself and the changes that were going on there. I think when I stop next, I'll dive in a little deeper with some technical stuff. But I love how the vocals in of itself have, obviously a very wide ambient presence, because whether it's doubling or whether they could be splitting a chorus signal or something like that, there's many different ways to get that kind of doubling sensation, or actually doubling vocals. That kind of gives us this trippy, long, I feel very much taking me back to my Dark Side of the Moon kind of vibe, Pink Floyd, tracks that were really long and they never really congealed. They kind of left you kind of tripping and stuff, and so like it's leaving me kind of tripping still. So let's just keep going, and then on my next stop I'll pull out some other elements and stuff. So yeah, here we go.
I don't wanna wait too long while I'm buried in the I don't wanna wait too long while I'm buried in I don't wanna wait too long while I'm buried in I don't wanna wait too long while I'm buried in
All right, another thing that I want to bring out is, how I'm kind of nuts about the bass, how I love bass arrangements and stuff, and find it to be such an important part of all music compositions, is the element of bass. It could be bassoons, it could be in different section arrangements and stuff, but I always listen for the arrangement at the bottom, and here's what I love about this one. This one is so laid back, and it allows the notes that the bass is playing to really just kind of penetrate. And I'm not talking because it's loud, but it's just boom, boom, whoops, boom. You know what I mean? There's not any movement going around there. It's just this whole track is supposed to kind of, it feels to me like it's just kind of this, like, am I going up or am I going down? Surely that's what the title seems to be all about. There seems to be, and I can't pin it, but there's some kind of arrangement in the background, this kind of soft melody, and what I mean by that is it could be a Rhodes or something. And since I've never heard of the band and I don't know anything about the band members, if there is one, or maybe there's a soft touch going there, maybe just an overdub, And also I want to pull out a little bit. How many of you guys are hearing a little bit of just another brick in the wall? And it has nothing to do with, if it was an influence, it's very possible without a doubt, but it has to do a little bit with the use of the delay and that chord change there kind of gives you that essence, you know. But this obviously stands on its own, you know. There's no two ways about it. And I really love just the long pulling background vocals as well. Subtle harmonies, but just really mellow and chill. This is a full rinse track. This is like the track I'm going to bring up on my playlist when I'm tripping out back, just watching the moonrise and stuff, and just, you know, tripping on life and gummy bears. I mean, Harbo's gummy bears. What? I say, here we go. I would definitely not operate any heavy machinery while listening to this. I really super dug this track. Really, I think it's a must in a headset listen, or if you're in front of a good stereo system, or you've got a nice stereo system in the car. So that synthy, sweepy thing that we heard kind of going from this channel and kind of adding to it, that leads me to believe that there's at least within the recording, if it's an overdub, some presence of keyboards, but very light loaded. But yet that edgy, grindy way, you know, square. It sounds like a square saw wave kind of vibe of that synth and that moving. I mean, there's no two ways about it. They wanted to give us, or at least for me, I can speak for myself. They wanted to give me that, you know, trippy. Like I said, I'm gonna go back into the Dark Side of the Moon long haul listening experience. And this track was so a little over 5.5 minutes, slightly. It probably could have gone on another 3 minutes for me, where I could have just gotten sunk into it and stuff, especially just with the in and out. I'm so down for the ambient compositions and stuff that adds an ethereal to it, but still keeping the raw aspects of, you know, a rock band. Now, I'm pretty sure this is probably not necessarily represents what all them witches are about. There's probably some great smacking tracks in there. But for me, for my first listen, I'm definitely, I'm led to go. Now I'm going to poke through a couple of them. I'm not going to listen to them all because I know you guys are now going to start suggesting some more of them to me. So I'd like being surprised because that's what this is about for me. But this was great. I want to thank you guys for the journey here on Stoner Rock and Metal Week. I don't know that I've touched on the stoner metal as much as stoner rock. I'm still trying to figure that out now. Stoner rock, stoner metal. And I am going to next week, even though I'm not going to do another full week of stoner rock, I am next week, I promise, I'm going to do Sleep, is the band Sleep, and Stone Jesus. Then we'll take a break, get into my, back into some, the metal grind stuff that I love to do as well, and then kind of drift my way back through and stuff. But I'm definitely doing 1 week a month of, what am I supposed to, I feel like I'm tripping, I can't even say it. Stoner rock. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you for those of you who come to Patreon. And I know, I'm just so grateful. I got a bruise here from pinching myself every time somebody joins me, even if it's just for the month and stuff. Checking that out instead of maybe buying me a cup of coffee, because people do want a little something for their money. And but still yet, if you want to buy me the cup of coffee, you know where the link is. All right, guys, listen, have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. maybe listen to this a few times and just go, hey. Oh, what a great week that's been. You guys take care of yourselves. Aloha.